Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Player Zone YouTube channel, and we are back for the trilogy, the third episode here of rating kits from each league, and we're now onto La Liga home kits. There are some good kits in here, but all in all, similar to the Bundesliga, quite underwhelming with some of the home kits here. But I'll be going through every single team's home kit, giving them a rating out of 10. Always, guys, let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Have I got it right? Or more importantly, how have I got them wrong? With that being said, if you're new to the channel here, guys, please press subscribe. Join us here on our road to 1K as the Premier League and other leagues get underway in the upcoming week as well. Very, very exciting to see. With that all being said, ladies and gents, let's get straight now into my kit ratings. Starting at the top with Athletic Bilbao. And again, it's a very Bilbao type kit. You've got those stripes, black, red and white going down the body. I actually like this Kuchka Bank sponsor. Castor was a manufacturer. We know my thoughts on them, but it's actually a very solid kit here all in all. The thing that takes away from it for me, again, it's quite bland throughout. And the biggest thing is that the arm sleeves just don't match the design on the main body. It looks a little bit all over the place. I don't mind the sort of checkers in the really faint gradient background of the red there. Adds a little bit for me, adds a little bit of depth, I guess, and substance to this kit, because all in all, it is quite a stereotypical Bilbao kit, which is just red and white stripes throughout. All in all, it's a Bilbao kit. I can't really rate it too highly or too lowly. They've done their job. I've gone with a 6 out of 10. Again, it could have been maybe a 7 if the arm sleeves had just matched up the same patterning throughout the main body. I like that rounded collar design really much better. I'm preferring that this season. It's a common trend with all my videos. But again, sponsor looks okay. I like a little bit extra texture there on the red. But all in all, it's quite a simple design and can't give it more than a 6 out of 10 for me for Athletic Bilbao. Our next club is Atletico Madrid, and one of my favourite kits of the season. I'm loving this design. They've got that collared design there in the Nike kit, probably the best design that Nike have produced in terms of the collars. A nice blue design there. They've gone this sort of light blue throughout. You've got sort of these red main body stripes, but in between, in those white stripes, there's sort of blue and red gradient, and we know how much I love gradients. If you watch all the videos here, you know how much I love gradients here in the channel. It's a bit of a brighter design. The red's sort of made brighter. The blue is made brighter. The Riyadh Air sponsor, not the biggest fan of it, but not the worst sponsor we've got out there in football. I'm loving how the Nike tick is that sort of light blue as well. It makes a really attractive kit. I really like it. It's a bold and brighter design in your face. It's screaming more sort of away kit style, how they've gone a bit of a bolder, lighter design, but I like it. We've not seen mean designs of this where the team has gone with a sort of lighter color, more common, I guess, in the Bundesliga. But I like it throughout. It just screams a bit more colour, a bit more vibrance to the kit, because you sort of go that blander red, it becomes a real boring design. I like in those sort of pinstripes within the main white columns on the kit, and the fact there's a gradient as well. Big fan of that. I really like how it's different in that regard, how it sort of fade in and out from blue to red to blue. Big fan of that. I'm loving that color as well. It stands out a lot, and I really like the added texture, having the Nike tick be blue. I think it stands out really nicely on that sort of red backdrop there. To me, one of my favourite kits so far this season, and especially probably the top kit in La Liga. Going with a 9 out of 10. So close to being a 10 out of 10. I just don't think it has that quality and difference to be a 10 out of 10 kit, but very close, and definitely a kit I'll have to cop at some point this season from Atletico Madrid. The next club is Celta Vigo, and Hummel have made not a great kit, I've got to be honest with you. It's a very bland design. It's just that flat, just sort of sky blue throughout the whole kit. For me, that basically gives you a 5, but what reduces it for me is this strange sort of collar design. It's a real thick white portion that goes all the way up from basically the center of your chest up to the collar. Really strange design. The Estrella, I guess, is a famous beer, but it just sort of looks strange, the sponsor on this predominantly blue kit. It just looks way too boring, giving off some like t-shirt from a cheap Coles store or something like that. I don't know what's going on here. Looks bland, looks cheap. I don't like the collar design at all, and the Estrella logo for me has never really fit on that sort of bright sort of sky blue type body. For me, it's lacking imagination, it's lacking creativity, it's quite bland, and they've stuffed up the one detail they've added to the kit. So as such, for me, it's going to be a 4 out of 10. Normally, Hummel hit the ground running with their kits, but this one for me is far from great. So we're going with a 4 out of 10 for Celta Vigo. The next club is Deportivo Alaves, and a funny old design, and I can't really know how I feel about it. It's basically just a big blue center column with 2 white columns around it. They've chucked some pinstripes in those major white portion, which I'm a fan of. The sponsor, not a fan of it at all, got to be honest with you. And a V-neck, simple, just white design. It's not very creative. It's quite simplistic, this kit. The blue and the white, I'm normally a fan of it, but there's not much else going on in this kit. I can't really give it a high rating because there's nothing really happening. Again, I'm not really a big fan of these V-neck designs. The sponsor for me isn't great either. Again, lacking imagination, lacking creativity, quite a bland design outside of those pinstripes in the major white column. They could have tried maybe something with a more just maybe sash design, or again, I'm a big fan of it. Great, even changing the collar up to being a rounded off collar, incorporating maybe some thinner columns rather than this big blocky design, because it just looks like a big block of blue, 2 big blocks of white with some pinstripes in them. It's not very creative. It's not very exciting. As such, it's a flat, just smack bang 5 out of 10. Nothing much exciting about it. Nothing that really stands out, and quite a simple design, and quite disappointing here from Deportivo Alaves. Our next kit comes from Espanyol. And once again, another really boring design from Kelme here. The thing I like about it, though, the collar's done very, very nice. We've got a collar, and we've got this sort of darker V-neck inserted as well. There's these funny sort of up and down type buttons almost at the bottom of the kit in this sort of gradient. That adds something to the kit. At the end of the day, though, it's an Espanyol kit. There's only so much as you can do with it. It is a very simplistic design. I'm going to give it a little bit higher of a mark because I love that collar. Really, really neat design, sophisticated design. And I like how it's a little bit of a lighter blue, a more vibrant blue. It stands out, pops out a little bit more. I don't know what the hell is going on at the bottom there with these sort of up and down arrows they've got going on. Really strange. I don't know if it has a meaning to it. I don't understand that. It's going to put it on. That sort of takes away from it. I'm going with a 6 out of 10, just above average because of the collar, because of how neat that top half of the kit is. It's very strange they're at the bottom, though. All in all, though, Espanyol home kit, they've done what they had to do. Just not much excitement about this one for me. Next kit is coming from FC Barcelona, and this was so close to probably being my favourite kit the whole season. It was nearly there, but Nike, once again, do not want to center the Nike logo with the Barcelona logo. It is so close to being perfect. I love that split. The Barcelona colours split in half. I like those sort of vintage kits. In the 99 when they had that kit as well, I'm pretty sure it was the same kit. Fantastic design. One of my favourite designs. The arm sleeves mix match. I don't mind that, to be honest with you. You've got the gold Spotify logo and you've axed the writing of Spotify. That's what I like as well. Just a plain rounded off Spotify logo. Happy with that. It actually looks quite iconic, to be honest, in that sort of design there. Gold throughout the kit, a really well put together collar as well. Sort of flattens off after rounding throughout the main body of the collar. Just have to center that Nike logo, and for me it's 10 out of 10. That's how close it is. I'm loving its historic design. It's the Barcelona colors. You've got gold throughout it. The collar's fantastic. The arm sleeves, the corresponding sort of bodies, love it. It's Barcelona to a T. Just fix the Nike logo, put it to the middle. You've got a timeless kit for me. As such, that takes away from it. I've gone with a 9 out of 10. It is so close to being perfect for me. One of my favourite kits in La Liga this season. If it wasn't for that Nike logo, though, you've got an absolute historic timepiece, I think, from Barcelona here. All in all, though, a very, very nice-looking Barcelona kit. We go from near perfection to perfection for me, and it comes from Getafe. What a kit this one is. My favourite this season from La Liga. Again, the sponsor isn't great, but as I say a lot, it's not too bad either. But what they've done here in the body of this kit, this funky design, utilising this sort of really vibrant, almost purpley blue with this darker, dark blue that's sort of giving off that dark sky type feel about it. You've got these geometric patterns, almost graffiti, in the background of the kit, which I like a lot. You've incorporated the colours of the badge as well. The yellow and the red are in this really, really nice put together collar. Absolutely a massive fan of that collar there. And the arm sleeves have the same sort of design as well. Again, the Joma sponsor are really, really iconic for me. I love that look at that brand altogether. And their logo they go with, the Getafe badge pops enough on the page. it's just a good enough balance of dark and light and vibrance in the kit. I'm a big fan of how it's all put together. Again, the sponsor isn't the best, but it isn't the worst, and it pops on the page because of those dark, earthier colours behind it. Really love it. Really, really like it. It's vibrant. It's in your face. It's exciting. They've taken it on with a sort of graffiti look in the background. The one time a V-neck with the collar incorporates really, really well for me. A well put together kit, a perfect kit for me. I've gone 10 out of 10 for this Getafe kit. I think it hits the ground perfectly. The colours I've used just makes it pop on the page. It fits all nicely. It flows really, really well. And I think for me, it's the best kit by a country mile in La Liga this season. So for me, absolutely a 10 out of 10 for Getafe. We go from the highs to the lows. And last season's Champions League final qualification team, Girona, have come out with this monstrosity. It is some sort of, I guess, funky design, looking like tiles with this red and white sort of pattern going on. Not a fan. And the fact that these Puma kits, they all have that sort of main body paneling where the sides sort of come out into the main front. So you've got red out of nowhere. So the pattern just stops out of nowhere as well. The Etihad logo looks like it's stick it on as well. Don't like that either. Not a big fan of that. The Puma cat sort of gets a loss as a black design in this red and white. It's just a bit all over the place. Looks really, really cheap, really basic, like it just looks like it's a really cheap design. They could have done so much more with it. Last season's design was very, very nice for me. I've gone a long way from that here. They've tried something, they've fallen flat on their face for me. Really, really poor design. Especially how like it looks like it's stick it on. It looks so poor for me. You lose the Girona badge, you lose the Puma badge, and all this chaos and monstrosity on the main body. And this is another occasion of a team going too far with their design on the main body of the shirt. The fact that that Puma style allows the red to come into the front of the page or front of the main body, it makes it look strange. It sort of stops the design, and you just got a plain red shoulder sleeves and a white around those arm sleeves there. Really, really strange design. Really poor for me. Gone with a 2 out of 10. I've given them at least one more marks for trying something, but they've gone nowhere near it. They've fallen flat on their face, and a really, really, I guess, yuck design for Girona for the upcoming season. The next club is Leganés, and a very, very bland design once again. White and blue columns. I wish they had maybe a little bit more blue up the arms. The Germa sponsor, the Germa manufacturer. I like how they've once again gone a nice design for the collar, not connecting it, but bringing it more central with a sort of off gold type design, silvery gold type design. The on-time sponsor actually looks quite nice. It sort of fits with the kit really, really well here. But it's just not creative enough. It's just really, really bland, simple design. I think there's a little bit of that sort of off-gold paneling around the blue main columns. That's a plus for me. You could incorporate maybe a little bit of the green, which Leganés has in their main badge throughout the kit, maybe somewhere else to add a bit of spark to it. All in all, though, it's just a blue and white sort of blanket kit. Not much about it. Again, I like the collar, it gives it a plus mark. I like the on-time sponsor as well for me, a plus mark as well. I've gone with 6 out of 10 though. Can't be much higher than that. It's quite a basic, bland design. But as a job, it's a Leganés home kit and it looks like one. So there you go, 6 out of 10 for the football club. Our next club is Osasuna, and another case of another bland kit. From the look of it, there may be some slight details in the main body, but it is just a red kit all over. You've got a Cosna sponsor, which is just a little bit too big for me and not really a great sponsor out in the kit. Macron, simple design here. They have had some good designs in previous seasons, the manufacturing company, but this is just bland. You've got, I guess, that blue accenting throughout the collar and the arm sleeves. It's just a red body there with a really subpar sponsor for me. I can't give this much more than a 4 because it's really basic. Not much good about it. Not much really bad about it. The sponsor could have been better. Outside of that, it's just a bland design. And I think for that reason, it has to be a 4 out of 10. So much potential. You can make so much with kits, with gradients and with pinstripes and columns and lines and sashes. That's gone really basic. It's gone all red. I guess that's what Osasuna have normally played in. But you can do so much more with this kit to make it look at least a little bit more exciting and not so bland as such. As I said, a 4 out of 10 for Osasuna. Now, I've been a big fan of Umbro kits this season, but this one falls well and truly short. Rayo Vallecano have got a monstrosity of a kit this season. This really low, down V-neck with this red indentation inside of it. The Vallecano badge is centered, but Umbro have put their manufacturing logo on the side. Again, please, some companies to center everything off. That is poor. You've got the 3 sort of lightning bolts now, not just the 1, which just looks strange because 2 start at like chest height. So it's all a little bit off-centered and all over the place. Not a fan of that at all. The Digi sponsor as well. Really, really don't like that either. It just looks tacky. It looks cheap. It looks like a really poor second-hand sort of T-shirt they've sort of tried to draw the design on. I'm not a fan at all. The way the collar drops so low, the way there's 3 lightning bolts and 2 don't start at the top, the way the badge, 1 badge centered, 1 badge is not centered, it's just all over the place. And everything you could get wrong with the kit, you basically got it wrong here with Vallecano. That's had some great kits in the past, and it's synonymous, that sort of lightning bolt design. Keep 1 though. I don't know why they've gone with all 3. This Digi sponsor as well. I don't like the font. I don't like how big and in your face it is as well. It's one of the poorest. I've gone with a 1 out of 10. Not a fan at all. Probably the worst kit we've got this season in La Liga for me. The next club is Mallorca, and I absolutely love this design. This is what Nike can do more often than not. They've got this main red body. They've utilised their main colour, but they've got this sort of red cracking type design, almost like a glass that's cracked throughout the body. And I absolutely love that. That black design adds so much to the kit. The shoulder sleeves, I'm not a big fan. It's just a big black block and blob. That's where this sort of Nike body arm sleeve differential hurts the designs. I don't like that. I like how the collar's that red design though, and a bit of a thicker design. Big fan. This X-Gel sponsor, if it was just the X-Gel itself, I'd like it. A little bit off because it's got buy, take, or whatever the company is, but it can't take away enough from the body and how exciting and how out there it looks and how really, really cool it looks. It's an exciting kit to look at. It's not just a bland red like we saw last season. They've gone and splashed them red in there and done it really, really well with this thick sort of cracked design. You know what, I'm not even that upset with the black arm sleeves now it's sort of blocked off. Loving that collar, that rounded sort of thicker collar design as well. Sponsor takes away from it a little bit, but one of the more creative, one of the more exciting designs in La Liga this season. For me, it's an 8 out of 10. Absolutely love it. We need more of these sort of bold designs on a main home kit. You've got the red there for a home kit, but you've added a different element in there in the black, and it absolutely hits for me. A big, big, strong kit this season. 8 out of 10 for Mallorca this year. The next club is Real Betis, and Hummel once again smash it out the park. You've got a collar. Absolutely love a collar kit with the button up as well. The Forever Green sponsor, not too bad. I think better than last year's sponsor. With that being said though, solid in the middle. I wish it didn't look so stick-it on. That sort of takes away a little bit for me. But the classic Hummel design down the arm sleeves. The old school type design that sort of gives with that textured background that you can see there slightly on those columns, gives it that old school feel. The collar, love it. The Hummel design, the arm sleeves, love it. The Betis just logo as well, and the color scheme, it just works well. You don't see many green and white, Celtic, they don't have that much white in their kit. This is the one time you get the green and the white. They fit so nicely. The Forever Green sponsor just sort of suits it all as well. Hummel do it well here with their little triangular design over the collar, a button up as well. It's got everything it needs to be, giving off that sort of vintage 80s, 90s type design, and I'm here for it. I love those old school kits. As such, for me, Hummel again, smash it. 10 out of 10 for Betis. It's close to Getafe, not quite Getafe's level, but really, really close to it. One of my favourites from this season, and definitely one of the top 3 from La Liga this season. They've got it right once again. Betis with another really, really iconic kit this season in season 24-25. Our next kit is Real Madrid, and it's a Real Madrid kit. It's white. It's got black accents. That's basically what it is. Again, it gets the bonus marks. I'm liking the collar design. It is a V-neck, but they've got that sort of paneling throughout it, which gives it a little bit of depth, a little bit more excitement. Fly Emirates, as a sponsor, always gives it a plus mark. One of the few spots that actually look good on a kit. All in all, though, it's sort of bland. It's white. It's got a little bit of patterning throughout the background of the main body. But all in all, really, really simplistic. You can't talk much about it other than sort of labeling it sort of a flat 6 out of 10. You can't really be more creative than that for Real, though. They're a white team with a white base kit. The black, I'm a fan, keeping it black there. They've had gold in the past, they've had blue. I think the blue and sort of yellowy was probably my favourite in recent years, but black's close enough to sort of being traditional Real colours. They've done that there. all in all, it's a solid enough kit. Nothing exciting, but it's reality at the end of the day. So 6 out of 10 for Real Madrid. Another solid kit for them this season. Our next club is Real Sociedad. Another really simplistic, just column type design, blue and white. The Yasuda Group sponsored. Don't mind it. Actually looks all right on this kit. I guess it adds some sort of vibrance and colour to it. The thing that I like about this kit and what elevates it above an average though is this sort of V-neck collary type design. They've got that sort of old school lace type in the main sort of centered spot there. A little bit of a collar that looks really classy, adds a bit more to it. Macron again have decided fine to continue the pattern on the arms. So again, it doesn't match up as nicely as some other kits might, but at least it's not sort of just ignoring the pattern as all. So I like that there. They've continued the theme on the arm sleeves. I actually don't mind the little pattern of the white band around the bottom of the kit to break it all up, and the blue band around the arm sleeves just to make it of a difference and make it all stand out a little bit more. All in all, they're quite simplistic. The plus marks are obviously that sort of lace design over the center of the collar there. A little bit of a collar design will just overhang over each side like that as well. The Yasuda Group's a nice sponsor that adds a little bit more color to the kit, but it is just blue and white columns. So with that being said, all those points that are elevated above an average, I've gone with another 6 out of 10. Does this job, a few more accents and details there, pushes up a little bit higher. But all in all, quite simplistic Real Sociedad design that just hits the spot. Our next kit is Sevilla, another white-based jersey, but this kit has a Real Madrid doesn't, and it's a bit more patterning over the main body. And I like the way they've sort of instilled that red throughout the kit, with on the arm sleeves and around the collar, but then some intricate details of sort of like a triangular type design or pattern throughout those red bands around the collar and around the arm sleeves. You've got this sort of detailed to darker portions throughout the main kit, and it continues in the arm sleeves. So thank God they've continued it over the arm sleeves as well. And I like it. Adds a bit of detail, adds a bit of depth almost to the kit and a bit more excitement to it, because at the end of the day, it's just a white kit normally, and they've actually added a little bit more to it that makes it look a little bit different than just plain white. It looks a bit of grey in some spots, a bit lighter in some spots. I'm loving the design over the collar and over the arm sleeves. Adds a bit more excitement to it. Big fan of it, actually. I'm going like higher than a Real Madrid kit because there's a bit more going on. Going with a 7 out of 10. Again, a real big fan of that rounded off collar. I'm a fan of the design that's on the collar and the arm sleeves. And all in all, just a really attractive kit. It's a really nice kit, not bland. It's got enough going for it, catch the eye. And all in all, they've actually maximised what you can do with a white Sevilla kit. So fair play to Castor, 7 out of 10 for Sevilla. Our next kit comes from Las Palmas. And I'm sorry, I said Getafe was my favourite kit. This, is my favourite kit. Las Palmas, you talk about throwing it back to the 80s and 90s. This is it. You can see that patterning, that sort of geometric patterning throughout the whole kit. That is synonymous with that era. You've got the collar with the button up, same as Real Betis. The yellow pops though. And what I love is the triangular pattern gradient on each arm sleeve, the Hummel over the shoulder piece. Bravissimo. This is the kit of the year. Love it. Top kit. That's it. Race is over. This is the one for me. The sponsor as well gives us that old school vibe with the font they've used. I love the button-up. A button-up for me is one of my favourite additions to a kit. And as I said, as is a collar as well. They've got that. You've got that sort of background geometrical shape that runs throughout the whole kit. The blue and yellow work fantastically together. And I'm a yellow guy. That also helps with having yellow throughout the kit. The Hummel is incorporated really, really well. And for me, the detail that separates this kit from any other kit this season is that triangular gradient they have on the arm sleeve. Some people might hate it. I absolutely love it. This is given off 80s, 90s, old school kits. That pattern in the background, the gradient on the arm sleeve. You can't tell me you feel like you've been transported back in time to times where kits were just incredible. I absolutely love it. If I could give it 11 out of 10, I would give it 11 out of 10. But for the integrity of my marking, it's another 10 out of 10 for Las Palmas. A fantastic kit. Out of this world kit, and will definitely be caught by me this season. Have to work at home and get on the back of this kit because it looks fantastic. Old school in the next gen, in the new gen, clean design, Hummel again smashing it, geometric shapes, designs, gradients, collars, button-ups, great sponsor, fits well, colors complement. Everything I've talked about in every single video, it's got it all. It's encapsulated in one kit here, and this Las Palmas kit for me is the best of any league this season. We come from the highest of highs, the highest I've ever had throughout the whole year, to a really mediocre kit here in Valencia. look at it. Like, again, I like the Puma design on the collar. I'm a big fan of that design, how it doesn't connect up. The sponsor, don't like it at all. They've tried to go with this black and gold type design. It makes it just so boring and bland. This is giving me that sort of Sevilla type vibe, right? Where it's just mainly just white throughout. They've gone black on the arm sleeves, but just sort of make it, again, another blockier type design. I like to try to incorporate the sort of goldy style in there, but it just looks strange. Sponsor is a no. The blocky design for me is a no. How bland it is also a no. It's nowhere near an average. I'm going with a 3 out of 10. I'm just disappointed with this. Valencia have had some great kits in the past. This one for me is not quite there. Puma letting them down a little bit. This design could have been much more creative. A lot of chance to be creative, but falling well and truly short. So for Valencia, it's a 3 out of 10 for me. Our next club is Valladolid, and I like it. I like it a lot. Again, different colour, having this purple main colour, and the Estrella logo actually fits quite nicely here. The darker purple complementing with the black and blue of the Estrella. You've also got the pinstripes, and you've got those columns separated with white columns, but with pinstripes in the middle, makes it more intriguing. Always have a Kappa logo as well, makes a kit just look better with the Kappa on it. And I like the little design they've done over the collar and the arm sleeves, the white, the purple, and the sort of dark black. Just separates the kit up really, really well. A really neat design with, again, some more geometric shapes in the background of the main body of the purple there, going to these darker sort of shapes in there as well. Really, really neat design. Really nice. Again, it sort of feels like it's getting off that old school vibe as well with the Kappa and this geometric background body shape. The Estrella logo, I said, fits this kit much nicer than what we saw earlier. Nice design there. Really nice, vibrant type of purple. And I'm really liking that pattern over the collar and the arm sleeves. For me, it's a really solid 7 out of 10 for Valladolid. Got all the good features of a good kit. Just maybe a collar in there. As I said, I love a collar. Or maybe a little bit more excitement throughout the kit, and you get an 8 or 9 out of 10 for me. But really, really solid kit for Valladolid this season. That brings us to our final kit, which is Villarreal. And this is a Villarreal kit. It is just yellow all over. You've got the Germa sponsor. The thing where I'm quite disappointed is, though, how the collar just stops being sort of that navy blue and becomes yellow all of a sudden. Not sure about that. A bit strange. But outside of that, it's the same Pamesa sponsor, which I'm neither here nor there about. Germa, I love that badge as a logo. Again, though, just a yellow kit. The Yellow Submarines, you know what they are. That's their kit. Which could be a little bit more exciting. Lacks a bit of intrigue, excitement about it. Not much going on. Again, though, it only goes so far with the Villarreal kit. I've just smacked it straight back in the middle. Average 5 out of 10 for me. Not much going for it and not much going against it. So an average score for Villarreal this season. With that being said, ladies and gents, that brings my ratings to an end for the kits in La Liga this season. There's absolutely some incredible kits. As I said, Las Palmas is the best kit for me. Getafe closely in second. And then also Real Betis in there as well for my top 3 kits. Looking at the worst kit, there was a fair few to look at. But saying that, I think Rayo Vallecano and their design was probably the worst for me. Just a little bit all over the place, looked a little bit tacky. And you got to center all the badges if you're going to have a center badge. That's where they fall short for me. With that being said, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Have I got it right? Have I got it wrong? Which is your favorite and which is your worst? Let me know that in the comment section down below. And if you enjoyed the video, guys, please make sure to smash a like on it, subscribe to the Players Zone channel, and press that post notification bell so you know about live videos and our podcast here on the channel. With that being said, ladies and gents, I hope you have a great rest of your day. Enjoy that coming football action as it's just around the corner, and have a great rest of your day. Until next time, guys. See you later.